Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take two random characters, combine them using the GMO mod, grab a random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with the resulting monstrosity. Hope you're all doing well. As always, of course, we're using the wheel to pick our characters, because the random button doesn't work in GMO, but we've got a tech upgrade here. I swapped the wheel to dark mode, because I realized probably a lot of you are watching these videos at night, so I thought I would help you out. Alright, Soldier is always an interesting character because not being able to move is a devastating combination with a lot of other possible characters we could get. So let's see what we've got alongside the Soldier. Well, that's going to be a lot of attack speed, but defending ourselves with Soldier one arm could be incredibly difficult. So I think there are some combinations with this, or some weapons that are just unwinnable with this character combination. But let's see what we get. So, Soldier and one arm, let's roll here, and we've got Javelin. Okay, so this is going to be not that many attacks, but it is going to be kind of cool. I think this is going to be a really interesting combo, actually. So with the Soldier, of course, you can't attack when you're moving, so we're going to tap move around the field. The ability to attack resets as soon as the movement input ends, so you can tap around the field and still attack with the Soldier. It's just actually having a movement key pressed that prevents you from attacking. Here, I'm going to roll, I think, for harvesting. I'll just remind you quickly about how the characters work. So the one-armed gets 200% attack speed, double damage modifiers, and you can only get one weapon. And the Soldier gets extra damage and attack speed while standing still, extra speed and pickup range, but can't attack while moving. So let's roll here, and I could take 10% damage. Ranged damage doesn't do anything on the Javelin, because it's a ranged weapon, but it scales with melee damage. But let's just grab 5 harvesting, never a bad pickup here. We'll take the Javelin, and on this character combo, I'm going to definitely grab Scared Sausage. One direction that we could go with this character, when you're playing the one-armed, you usually want ways to kill enemies that don't involve your weapon, because your weapon is significantly worse than any character with 6 weapons at clearing enemies. But things like Scared Sausage or Baby Elephant, Cyberball, etc., you get the double damage modifiers with, so having those can be extremely powerful. Do I want the injection? Yeah, probably 14% damage is probably worth it. And we don't need to reroll anymore because we can only buy, unless we find exactly a level 2 Javelin, which is impossible in the first wave, we can't upgrade our weapon anyways, so no point rerolling. If we get a lot of luck-based damage, the Soldier's extra pickup range will be really nice as well. So you can see I'm just tap moving around the field. I do still want to move, because I'm looking for trees. Here, I'm going to roll and look for harvesting. Take 2 melee damage, but we'll get the damage on our javelins, so I'm just going to roll again and grab some harvesting here. We'll take the injection. I'll lock defective steroids as well. Extra HP and melee damage is going to be really helpful. Ugly Tooth, I think we're going to pass on. We're going to plan to try to just kill the bosses, I think, because Javelin is really good at just instant killing enemies. So, especially once we get levels on it. So, we don't need the Ugly Tooth. And I'm not going to reroll because we're guaranteed to see 2 weapons in the shop this wave, and those slots are pretty much wasted. So we would basically only be rerolling 1 shop slot. I guess they're wasted unless I specifically roll exactly a level 2 Javelin, which is technically possible on Wave 2, but unlikely. Defending ourselves with this one weapon is going to be pretty tough. We get half as many attacks as a normal character, which means that enemies have a lot more opportunities to approach us. And it seems, so we'll lose 4% damage here, because our damage modifiers are doubled, but still worth it to grab the propeller hat. I'm going to roll here again, looking for harvesting. Roll one more time. I missed. Let's just take 5 luck. And here, wow, these stats are really bad. I guess I do have to roll. Okay, we'll take 8 harvesting. That's awesome. It seems like the one-armed is going to do the same damage as a normal character, because you attack 3 times as fast and do twice as much damage, or your damage modifiers are doubled, so you do sort of twice as much damage. But you miss out on the base damage from 5 weapons, so we're missing out on just like a bunch of free damage. And our damage is more concentrated, so we're going to overkill enemies a lot more frequently. I am still going to buy the coffee. Yes, the one-armed has a lot of attack speed, but coffee, and we lose twice as much percent damage as a normal character would, but coffee's still a very efficient item. We'll buy extra movement speed here and then roll. I would love to be able to buy another javelin upgrade. Getting a level 3 weapon early would be really nice. One issue that we're having too is that we have a primitive weapon, but we're going to have really low HP because we don't have the actual weapon tag benefits. Another thing that the one-armed misses out on. I arranged that so that we got the automatic crit against the lamprey because I wanted it to die really quickly. So I hit a bunch of other stuff with the normal attacks from the javelin, then every 5th attack is an automatic crit. So if you keep count, you can crit the enemies that you want to. Our damage output is actually really low right now. I do want the max HP, but I think I have to be one-shotting everything that I attack. So very important, I think, in this spot to pick up that melee damage so that our javelin actually kills stuff. I'm going to reroll here. I could take 1 armor, but I feel like we can get a level 2 upgrade. So I'll roll 1 more time. And then, yeah, we'll take 2 armor. 16% damage is also definitely a possibility, but increasing our armor matters a lot. Snowball I could buy. We do have the Scared Sausage, but we don't have a way to apply the Scared Sausage damage yet. Our Javelin we just want to one-shot things with, so we don't want to have this one burn enemies. Rather, we need like turrets and stuff to do that, so Scared Sausage is not a big component of our damage output. It's a way that we could increase our damage, but it's not the only way. So we're not going to build around this unless the items sort of break in our favor. Claw Tree, increasing our crit chance when we're using Javelin is a less useful tool because we get the automatic criticals. So we're still going to pass on Claw Tree. I'm going to roll here. Cute Monkey is a good way to heal, and we don't care about losing ranged damage, so I guess I'll pick that up. We're really not finding... I will take landmines. This can apply Scared Sausage damage, so that's something that we can do. We're really not finding upgraded javelins here. I'm not going to reroll for 8. That's just too expensive. At least this weapon has Pierce as well, so it's an AoE weapon. Javelin is not actually like a bad weapon for one-arms just in general, but when you're playing the soldier, I think it's a lot worse, because you can't move and attack at the same time. Gotta kill that buffing enemy. Try to kill the curse aliens as well. Once I get my javelins upgraded, we should be in good shape to just kill anything, no matter how high its health is. So I don't mind cursing enemies, and of course, if we get a cursed javelin, then that would be massive. Do I want dodge here? I think I can do better. Let's reroll. Reroll again. We're really getting pretty unlucky on the level up screens. We have decent luck. We'll definitely take a baby elephant. I talked about how good this is already. I'll still take a coffee. We'll roll here. Okay, I do have to, unfortunately, buy this level 3 javelin. I would much rather have found a level 2, because then I could buy it without having the additional cost, but it is certainly worth it to upgrade here. Alien Tongue works pretty well with the soldier. Our pickup range is already high, so you can get extra pickup range, but I just don't think that we want to spend 40 on a weapon that doesn't do anything. I will take the plant, because I do need to get some healing at some point. Or an item that doesn't do anything. This is a surprisingly tough run, so I'm having to like think about my choices a lot, making it a little harder to commentate. I really like the design of the soldier as a class, even though I tend not to enjoy playing it that much because I don't like the tap movement thing. But I do like that it encourages the player to learn that it is sometimes good to just stand still. When you have to think about where you're positioned, as much as you do when you're playing this character, you really quickly learn that there are times where you just want to not move because you'll take less damage that way. Here, let's take 3 regen. I definitely need some more healing. Cyberball is great, but first, we're going to upgrade our Javelin. Now we crit every 3rd projectile. Take the Cyberball. I'll take the Fertilizer. It does cost me 2 melee damage, but the economy boost is so high. I'll take a Pearl as well. Currently, I have +2 consumable healing, and my max HP is terrible, so I think I do have to take the Alien Worm here. I only have the landmines to apply the Scared Sausage damage, so we're going to pass on Boiling Water still. If I get, like, a Pocket Factory, I'll probably start buying some elemental damage when we see it for cheap like that, though. Just any efficient ways to apply the Scared Sausage burning effect. Mostly what I need right now, though, is just percent damage and luck. Now that we have Cyberball and Baby Elephant, that's actually a really good way for this character to kill enemies. So once we get a few items that boost those, or a few stats that boost those 2 items, we can use those as our primary method of wave clear. Helps a lot with this character's issues. Elites are always going to be a real challenge for us. And we don't have the damage to kill the elite easily. I'm just going to take 16% damage here. Take the Pearl and the Broken Mouth, and then I'll roll. Sad Tomato's a nice one. I'll take that. I'll roll again. And it does hurt to lose out on some luck, but taking the Mushroom here I think is good. And the Schmoop will cost me 4 melee damage. Extremely painful, but you still just have to buy defensive stats on this character. I'm very worried about the elite wave. One-armed is not great at killing elites, although Javelin is a good weapon for it. And Soldier has to just kill elites really fast, or you just get overwhelmed, run down, and taken out. So we're gonna be in a lot of trouble, I think, if I don't get either a ton of defensive stats, so we can just run around and only have to stop occasionally, or a massive amount of additional damage before we get to wave 12 and have to fight the elite. Still not making great income at this point either. Our harvesting is pretty good, but our other stats and our killing power is pretty low. We're going to take 15 luck here. Increasing that helps a lot with what is now, I think, our primary plan of just Baby Elephant and Cyberball kill everything for us. And then let's take 3 regen because it's a level 2 upgrade. I'm getting a lot of items here that decrease my damage output. So the question is it worth it to buy things like Peaceful Bee and Schmoop? We'll lose 4 melee damage here. I think the Schmoop is worth it. The Small Fish is also worth it for sure. Do I want the Peaceful Bee? Cost me 2 melee damage, but we get 4 harvesting and some dodge. I think we don't want it. It's just really expensive, and the benefits are not high. We're not building dodge currently. Really expensive in that it costs me 2 melee damage, not in that it costs a lot of money. The benefits are just not that high on that item right now. We're not building dodge, and it's a little late for the 4 harvesting to be particularly powerful. I would love, like, a hunting trophy. Of course, we have guaranteed critical hit from our Javelin, so hunting trophy would be a lot of extra money. Trying to line up my Javelin so that it hits enough enemies with every attack that we're never wasting the Pierce. Can be pretty difficult to do, though. But we made pretty good income that wave. That's pretty nice. Definitely taking the Cursed Cake. That's great. I'll take the Boxing Glove just for 2 melee damage. I obviously don't care about the knockback, but the damage is good. And then we'll take 8 melee damage here. That's excellent. Fin, I'll very happily pick up a Cursed Fin. We'll take a Scar as well. Sharp Bullet. We've got 4 Pierce with minus 25% per Pierce. I think we're going to pass on Sharp Bullet. Our damage modifiers on all types of damage are doubled when we're playing the one-armed. So this will cost us minus 40% piercing damage and minus 10% just overall damage. So sharp bullet's really bad. I could lose 12% damage for 10% attack speed with the small magazine. That's not great either. Eye surgery, currently, again, our scared sausage isn't really doing anything because we don't have a good way to apply the burning damage. I will take another small fish, though. I think we're passing on all the rest of this stuff. Baby squid's a nice one. We're pretty happy to see this. We need more defensive stats. And then we will also take another propeller hat. Alright, I think that's what I just bought. Honestly forgot what item it was literally as soon as I bought it. So we'll take one of whatever that was. That's me at the all-you-can-eat sushi buffet. Alright. Gotta try to kill that loot alien, but our damage output is starting to really struggle. Like, where our wave clear is starting to really struggle, so it's getting to hide behind a lot of its pals at this point. I am doing decent damage to when I pick up materials, but the knockback that I got is actually really harming us. We're pushing enemies away a lot. Fortunately, the loot alien just ran at us. It took pity and decided it would throw itself on the tip of our spear, so we were able to take it out. Get to armor here, and then I'm gonna reroll. I could start building dodge at this point. Yeah, I guess let's get the 9% dodge. We could pick up some additional dodge, and that will be fine. 2 melee damage for 43. I think we'll pass on that. I am going to take the coupon, Broken Mouth, and Campfire is a good way to buy elemental damage. It works with the Scared Sausage, but also gives us regen, which is a stat we really care about. Super happy to get this Cursed Cyberball. Now when I get a little more percent damage and luck, the Cyberball will be amazing, and Power Generator is going to be excellent. Buy the plant here. Improved Tools I will take. Works incredibly well with the one-armed because you have a bunch of base attack speed, so increasing So Improved Tools benefits from that. If we get a Pocket Factory or something, then the Improved Tools and the Scared Sausage will suddenly start going nuts. That's assuming that we survive next wave, though, or wave 12, which I am not at all certain about. We don't have the damage to kill the elite quickly, so we're going to have to run from it, which on the soldier is usually a death sentence. Because when this character starts running, you stop being able to attack, and then you just take a million points of damage. So we're going to have to hope that whatever elite we get is one that we can deal with fairly easily. Because I think we will just lose this run if we get a bad roll on what elite we get. This Cursed Healer is putting a lot of pressure on me as well. We're just not able to kill anything really quickly, and it keeps undoing the damage that we're doing with our Baby Elephant and Cyberball. Not going to be able to kill that tree, I don't think, but at least we're getting decent wave clear here. 342 is not terrible. So, do I want 4 regen? Or I think I'm just going to reroll here. I could take armor. I could also keep rolling for luck or percent damage, but let's just take 3 armor. Okay, nice. Pocket Factory, amazing. Improved Tools, I'll take as well, and we'll take the helmet. And then I am going to pass on the Power Generator, because we're just going to rely on the Pocket Factory, Baby Elephant, and Cyberball to save us from the elite. Because we're not going to be able to kill it, so we're just going to try to avoid it. And this way, those items can maybe help clear the other enemies, so we're not just running into attacks constantly whenever we have to run from the elite, which, as the soldier, is always the problem. This is also a pretty good elite to have rolled, to be honest. This one doesn't chase us down or charge at us like the Shark Elite would, so this is certainly not the worst that we could have to deal with. It will start chasing us in its second form, but as long as I get out ahead of it and can stop to attack occasionally, I think we should be in okay shape. I'm going to run over here And then we'll try clearing a bunch more enemies with our AoE damage. I just need to stop every time our attacks are off cooldown, and we were able to survive. That was a very tough wave. I think there were... Honestly, if you are just watching casually and you want to get better, not to like toot my own horn too much, but if you go back and watch that wave and look at a lot of the small movement things that we did that wave, it will give you a pretty good idea of ways that you can move that help you avoid taking damage, because there were a lot of little decisions that were hard to commentate over because they had to happen really fast that were really important to surviving that wave. I'm going to take some melee damage here. We'll grab the power generator, which increases our damage output by a ton. Cauldron is also going to be really good. Roll, take the bag, roll again. I'll pick up the coupon. Yeah, I'll take the wheat. It does cost me some melee damage, or some elemental damage, but it gives us a bunch of extra melee damage, and the harvesting is still okay at this point. Drinking some beer. And trying to kill the buffing aliens, because if too many enemies get buffed, like a dangerous cursed enemy gets buffed, then that can easily run us down. And again, when you're playing the soldier, you can't really afford to run away usually. It becomes extremely difficult to do that. So we need to be able to kill everything on the field in just a couple attacks. A little more luck would be really nice as well. Just to make our double cyber ball, including the cursed one and baby elephant, those would go pretty hard. So I could take 12% damage here because we have the power generator. So 6 speed is worth 12 damage. Or I could just take 8 melee damage. Let's just take the 8 melee damage. I'm going to buy the charcoal, lost duck, and wheat, and then roll again. At this point, I'm going to buy the eye surgery because we have the pocket factory. So we are getting a lot of scared sausage value now. And then I'm going to roll one more time. I guess we'll take the shady potion as well, which will boost our luck. And we'll take the charcoal also. So again, another elite wave where I have to be super careful. Maybe we die here. I'm going to try my damage against the elite. We've gotten a lot more damage than we had last time. So I should be able, I think, maybe to kill it. And that would certainly be better if we could kill the elite. Then we don't have to do as much running away as we did last wave. It's hard to focus it down, though. And this elite is pretty dangerous when you're close to it. Have to run away, clear a few enemies here and there. Whoa. Took a lot of hits here, so we had to do a bunch of running. Yeah, maybe trying to fight the elite was a bad idea, because that actually cost me a lot of enemy kills. It's just so unsafe when you're playing the soldier and you don't just one-tap it. We have the damage to kill it, but you can see how much danger that put me in. Fortunately, I just barely survived because of the defensive stats that we have built up, but that was very badly played. So you look at the previous elite wave, you can see how we played that well. Look at this one if you want to see one played badly. I'll buy all this. I'll buy the mushroom as well. We'll roll here. I'll take a helmet also. So what I needed to do there was either commit right at the start to killing the elite, and then I could have killed it before too many other enemies spawn. Because we did have the damage to kill it. Or just not try to fight it at all. And probably not trying to fight it at all was the safer choice. The fact that we still haven't found a level 4 javelin also is terrible for us. We just need one more level 3 weapon to upgrade to level 4. Doesn't even have to be like a cursed weapon or anything. If we had a level 4 weapon playing the one-armed, then we would be in vastly better shape. But its shape, but especially because that weapon is the javelin, which is one of the weapons in the game that benefits the absolute most from leveling up. I'll still take the Shmoop here. I do need more max HP. We'll buy some melee damage. Ooh, a free pearl. That is awesome. Let's take 18% damage and some extra speed. And then there we go. I complained about it, so we were able to get it. And we'll take some more percent damage. This does cost me 4% damage when I buy the helmet, but armor is so important. I'll definitely buy a cyber ball here. And we'll lock a turret as well. Turret is good because we have the scared sausage, we have the improved tools, so that can help our clear speed and damage output also. Now that I have the level 4 weapon, I should almost certainly be able to kill the elite. So we're definitely going to try to kill the elite next wave. It's funny how random the damage numbers seem. Some of it when we just attack with our weapon. So our damage is highly variable because we lose 25% each time we pierce. So that's part of why you're seeing different damage numbers on every attack. And also we have the cauldron, which when we pick up consumables increases our damage output. So if we haven't picked up a consumable recently, then our damage is reduced significantly. So that's why you're seeing sometimes like 100 damage and sometimes, 500. Take another shady potion here. That's great. Let's take... Do I want 9% dodge, 18% damage from the movement speed, or 12 melee damage? I think I'm just going to take the melee damage. We're just going to try to kill the boss as quickly as we can. Buy some more melee damage. We'll definitely take a jerky. That's a lot of healing and scared sausage and injection. I'll roll here. Not is so good for us, but if I roll into a cursed javelin, I'll be so sad. I think I do need to buy it, though. I think this character is difficult enough. This combo is difficult enough that the knot is going to be necessary. Whoops. Took that hit there and had to move away from the elite, unfortunately. It will charge back to us, so we should be able to finish it off soon. So we did manage to get it before too many other enemies spawned, which is great. I'm saving the red crate here because it's a full heal, so if I take a hit, then I'll go pick up the red crate. If I take, 1 or 2 hits in a row like this, we can pick up the red crate and immediately heal back to full. That was not on purpose for the demonstration. I did just take the damage there and was sad about it. Okay, Bloody Hand is great. We have some lifesteal already, so this increases our damage output by a lot. Very happy to pick that up. I'll take the salt water as well, and here... I think I just want 9 max HP. I really want armor, but 9 max HP getting us to 70 is pretty good. Let's take the Gentle Alien, and yeah, I think I do have to do it. We're immediately going to roll into a cursed level 4 javelin, but the power of the knot is just so high for us. Extra piercing I don't care about. We have really high piercing already. Ice Cube I do want. We have ways to do elemental damage with the scared sausages, so the Ice Cube could debuff enemies. And Alloy gives us elemental and melee damage and some crit chance, but other than that, it's not that good, so I think we'll pass on that. Rerolling there. That was an expensive reroll, so unfortunate that we got nothing out of it. So the Bloody Hand is basically worth like 40% damage at the cost of 1 damage per second. Because we get 2 damage for every lifesteal we have, and then that's doubled because we're playing the one-armed. And that's pretty good, I think. And the knot... I felt like we just had to buy, unfortunately. Obviously, that item comes with some feel-bad moments if you roll into a weapon you really want, but we already have a level 4 weapon. I, of course, would not have bought it if we didn't have a level 4 javelin already. We already have a level 4 weapon, and it's so much additional damage and health that it just made so much sense to buy it. We'll take the ritual here. I'll buy the boiling water. I don't care about losing 1 HP. The honey, we don't have anything that triggers off of those effects. Do I want 15 attack speed, or 16 damage, or 12 damage and 6 movement speed? I think I'm just going to take the attack speed. Even though we have a ton of attack speed already, it's still good for killing the elites faster. Sift's Relic is great here because we have all the cyber balls and baby elephants. It mostly won't matter for those, but because our pickup radius is so big, but the 3 armor is obviously incredible, and Ugly Tooth will hopefully help us stay ahead of those enemies. I could get 6 engineering for the Strange Book. That's not really worth it, even with Pocket Factory. We also have Pocket Factory, but no trees, so we're not actually getting that many Pocket Factory turrets. So we're still having trouble with wave clear, which this combo is always going to have a little bit. But between the baby elephants and cyber balls and the scared sausage plus Pocket Factory and the constructs that we've bought, we are able to kill most of the wave reasonably efficiently. And hopefully that will be enough to keep the way clear for us to fight the elites on more even terms, or the bosses on more even terms, and then we can just take them out. Always, of course, tap moving around the field, trying to make decent money this wave. We're still just not making that much money because I'm just not clearing enemies that quickly. I could just take 4 regen. I could take 15 luck. I think I'm just going to take the regen. Just staying at full health is going to help more than anything else. 5 dodge when our dodge is only at 7 is not that exciting. So I think we'll pass on the blindfold. Poisonous Tonic is pretty nice. The crit chance isn't amazing for the Javelin because we have the automatic crits. So we basically, because we crit every 2 attacks anyways. So we're buying crit chance at kind of half rate because it only works on every second attack. But we do have 3.25x crit damage. So crit chance is still purchasable on the Javelin. It's not a high priority, but it's not terrible. Take the Blood Leech, bunch of extra damage, and of course more regeneration and lifesteal. Then we'll roll here, roll again, and oh, I wish I could buy the metal plate or the ritual. Our rerolls are so expensive at this point. I'm gonna roll here, and yeah, pretty bad last shop, unfortunately, but at least we got a couple items that we care about. Let's see if we can fight the bosses. I think there's a very good chance we lose this this wave. So I'm trying to stay at basically max distance to just one of the bosses. I want to fight only one of them at a time if possible. And I'd like to kill one before the other gets into its second phase, which happens at 60 seconds remaining in the wave. So we got one boss kill and then didn't have to deal with the other because I avoided dealing damage to the second boss. And now we can fight the whale boss in its second phase without dealing with the snake boss, and we were able to kill both of them. All right, that was a really fun combo, actually. I highly recommend this run. It was really interesting. So, Scared Sausage, it ended up okay. We dealt 16 or 15k damage between the two of them, which wasn't great, but it gave us out to build more into this strategy, which could have been pretty powerful. So I don't regret buying it. 90 healing from Cute Monkey probably kept me alive in that one wave I almost died. 33k damage from Baby Elephant, 81k damage from our Cyber Balls. So really nice additional damage output from those, of course. 12 healing from Baby Squid, just an amazing item. Pocket Factory dealt, we can actually find out, only 6k damage despite having improved tools. So you can see that that's not like a... It's a good combo, but it's not an instantly game-winning combo. Pocket Factory improved tools, because you need more trees to just generate extra turrets. Do Only 600 materials saved on the coupon. This was a low economy run. We just didn't make that much money every wave. And 165 on bag. We didn't find that many crates either, despite having a decent amount of luck. So, kind of an interesting run. I feel like most of the time when you do this run, you're going to be a little stronger than we were here. I think we got a little bit unlucky in terms of the shops and crate drops and stuff. But we were still able to scrape out a win, and it felt pretty good to do it. Like, this was a fun and interesting run. So, definitely recommend it. As always, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, friends. I'll catch you next time.